Hello there and welcome back. Well, we're already busy. Knew we would be.
Yes.
And we always are when it's StudioLight. So what I will say to you is do jump onto the website and have a little look. I can tell you about the one-day special, but if you like the look of the one-day special and you fancy getting your hands on an even bigger bundle of goodies, then perhaps hold fire for just a few minutes until we give you a chance to tell you how to buy all these different beautiful things that you brought to us, Lou. Some gorgeous pieces.
Absolutely, isn't there? Absolutely brilliant. Grunge 3, but a new press with it.
Well, this is it. Now, your one-day special, you'll be able to see you've got 2 sets of stamps, and you're also going to get a stamp press with these as well.
It's a brand new one, and what they've done is they've changed some. There's got some really smart little design features on it, and you'll see the two. I really love this. Everyone's bit masking tape on, but these have got holders.
This is brilliant, isn't it?
Really clever, that, isn't
clever.
it?
Yeah.
But yeah, you don't need to change it. You don't have to turn it over or anything. It actually takes both sets, clear and red rubber, same side, so you don't mess about.
There you go, so you're going to get that. You can actually get that on its own, and you see the details at the bottom of the screen. The reason I'm telling you that is the stamps that we're looking at and the dies, we have got a bumper bundle which doesn't include the stamp press. We're assuming that perhaps you may already have that, so you don't want 2 of them. But if you don't have that stamp press and you do want to add it into the bumper bundle, then you'll be able to do that. But we'll tell you all about that in a few moments. Now, these stamps themselves, though, I mean, Lou, these are beautiful, aren't they?
All the range we've got here. We've got range Grunge 3. The StudioLight have been doing a grunge range for quite a few years now, and they we haven't seen it over here, until this last year. But they've got quite a following in Europe. So to see it here, we're getting to see absolutely brilliant pieces of work, and I'm so pleased to say that we've got a lot of work from the Dutch DT.
Yes, yeah.
So I'm really happy to see it because we don't get to see their work. It's absolutely stunning. These are the stamps, and they're so versatile. These are your go-to everyday worker bees. They really are, because you can make a wonderful background and focal points from all of them.
Definitely.
And considering the price that you're going to get that and the stamps for, it's a bit. What is that? Yeah.
£24.97, and that's including your stamp press as well.
But that's making me laugh because I expect that just for them.
Yeah, exactly. You wouldn't expect that to happen. And you wouldn't expect to get a birthday bonus gift as well. And you are going to get that on top of this because, of course, if you place an order during any of the one-day special shows, then you will get that fabulous gift. And it's a lucky dip. Got some more stamps that will come on their way to you. Should I show you quickly? Let's bring him up quickly just to show you. Got 4 different things that you might get. So you might get these particular dies. So I think these ones are dies, aren't they?
Yeah, they're dies.
Those ones you've got your dies. Oh, they're all dies.
They are all dies.
That's a useful one.
They are all good. They're not a dodgy. There's not a dodgy one here.
No,
every one of them are really good.
Happy with any one of those.
Absolutely.
So yeah, one of these will be winging its way to you with any purchase from this hour. So it could be the one-day special. It could be some of those other goodies. It's entirely up to you what you place your order for, but you will get one of those. Extended delivery, as you can see, because of course as we're chatting, we are talking about a company that's based in the Netherlands, but it's only an extra 8 days. But if you are wanting to get hold of your one-day special, we are already at 10% of the stock already gone. Not surprised really though, are we? 3 minutes, that's how long it's taken us to get to that. So I think we'll leave that just for a few moments because, of course, if you do want to get the stamp press on its own, then you can do. And the reason I mention this is because we are going to have those stamps that you've just looked at, along with a bumper collection, available to you in just a few moments. In fact, it is already available. But if you do want the stamp press, $16.99. And if you go for the bumper bundle, you can spread the cost of this over £2 as well.
And it is a really. Wait till you see stamps. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, to me, you're getting a bonus with the stamp press.
That's it. Now we've got lots of different ways for you to get hold of all the goodies we're sharing with you. So we're going to kick things off with the stamps on their own, because it might be that you've already got your stamp press and you don't want to go for it, but you do like the look of those stamps. Well, here you go, £17.98. Again, we'll get those 2 versatile sets there. You've got 24 stamps for less than £18, just £17.98. 039025. And these are so useful.
Oh, they really are. And some of the work you can see here, they've started with the big A4 the other way, like horizontal. No,
portrait and landscape.
Yeah, portrait. They started with that and then increased the size by using these stamps to the edges. Yeah. So they've got an A4 plate in any style.
Lovely, there you go.
It's a clever one to do that.
It is. In the words of my producer, we are insanely busy at the moment, so that means that we are busy. 039025 if you're just wanting those stamp plates. But there is more. I teased to you that we have got a complete collection, and that's what we're going to look at the moment. So we've got individuals. When I say individuals, they're kind of pairings, aren't they?
Yeah, we've been really clever because we've been really lucky that I think we've done really clever things with these, so that you've got similar, but they all fit together so well, so I just get more.
The thing that I love about this as well, you can see you've kind of got that little kind of honeycomb in the background there, so all the ones from the one day special will work with this as well.
Yeah, all these little ones that you see on the big ones, that's why they work so well with these, because they'll all fit on other parts of your page, so it looks seamless.
And these are big stamps.
Yeah, they are.
2 of them for $14.99.
Well, that's an A4 sheet.
I knew that was going to happen.
That's an A4 sheet.
Oh no, I killed a stamp.
Oh.
Let me turn that round, you can see the design there. Let's turn those round, then you can see them.
So that's an A4 stamp together, if you think about it.
Oh, if you put them side by side?
Yeah, that's A4, more or less. Yeah, it is. If I take that, yeah, it is. Nearly A4 size.
Well, it is, yeah. Like you say,
and it is full. There's no, and I've noticed with these, there's no sweet spots on them.
Okay.
You know, when I've noticed that sometimes you can get little bits that don't. I haven't found these on in my purse, and the girls haven't either. They all stamp really well, and I've stamped them on fabric.
Perfect. So if you fancy getting hold of those, I'm going to put that down there because we all know what's going to happen if I try and put it back.
Step away from stamps.
That's it, step away. So those two together at $14.99. They are part of that complete bundle though. So do hold fire before you've seen all of the others, because I've got a feeling you might want the whole lot. Next pairing that we've got for you, that 20% of the stock has gone. We saw this lovely lady in that finished sample I held
These are massive. These are the full A4 length portrait. And they are so versatile, because you can decoupage, I mean, some of the samples we've got, they've just isolated a little area of them and used a full collage stamp. Now, when I was over, I got to meet Angela, who was the designer in this, and she was amazing. I got on really well with her, and it was so nice to see the people and to see their designs. It was lovely. So I know that each person who's designed these, the amount of work that goes into them, and they're really dedicated, but they look at a stamp and say it's got to have loads more than just one stamp.
Yes, yeah.
Loads of different ways of
different
using
layers within there, and like you say, not just a one-trick pony.
No, not at all.
Again, I mean, she's beautiful. Those gorgeous lashes there, but I love the way that her hair becomes the script, and then never stop being there as well. There's so many different elements. I love this one here, which could be poppies quite easily, but equally they could be. I think, is it anemones that are that style of flower?
Anemones are like that. I mean, H has just taken one little bit on that, not the whole thing, and then suddenly it's become something else. So just areas. And again, the background stamps we've got in the one day special are all here, and the die cuts. It all works. They're really clever in putting collections together. Aren't they lovely?
When you look at the shading on that one, it looks like it's coming off the page, but it's not. It's completely flat.
Yeah, this is one at Dutch Girls. So thank you, ladies. I can't pronounce everybody's name. I do apologise.
You still need to learn your Dutch.
Oh yeah, I'm rubbish at English. Never mind Dutch. I can't speak that.
But again, there you go. Just one stamp and
stencils. H did the stencils that we've got in the pack and then painted her over. So
beautiful. This is the busiest item so far that we've shown you. So if you are wanting it, 2 of those fabulous stamps there for $16.99. But again, they are in that complete bundle, the details of which are at the bottom of your screen. So if you're wanting to get hold of all of those, including the one day special stamps that we've spoken of, the details at the bottom of the screen are the way to go. 2 flexi buys on those. I'll tell you more in a moment, but we are so incredibly busy at the moment. We need to move along again. And this one's a beautiful one. I love the feather in this one.
I've done so much with this one because I love the feather, because it can be quite vintage, but it can also be like really trendy. Oh,
I've got to tilt them because they've got the
glare,
shine on them. This is
Do
the
you know
trouble.
what?
You only need to touch them slightly, and that's it. They tumble. There you go. Turn them around. I think that might help.
That's like, you know, when you want to get all them bottle things knocked down in bowling. Skittles,
do you know what? I wouldn't mind, but I can't get a strike in bowling.
You'd get
knock them all down.
You get it with stamps, love, wouldn't you? Just one ball, you'd knock the lot down.
Now, look at it. I mean, beautiful. Finished samples again with these. Look at these.
Yeah, we've got some of my girls here, Emma, we've got H, and they're really lovely. Again, the background stamps in there, and they've brought it into it. So, yeah, beautiful. Use it on its own with. Now that I love that, because
that's gorgeous, isn't it?
It's so. I mean, she won't mind me saying this, but it's quite a little simple trick to just paint round something and give it depth to make it look like it's 3D.
Very effective.
Yeah.
Look
and
at
then
that.
beautiful.
I love those colours.
Aren't they gorgeous?
Absolutely beautiful.
It's one of the Dutch girls.
Lovely. Again, you've got that duo of stamps there. I'm not going to touch them. $14.99 for both of those. If you like the look of those, you're going to get fed up of me saying this. They are part of that complete collection at the bottom of the screen. Thankfully, we're going to stamps now that I can't reach. They're right down at the front here. Now, you've got your hearts and your stars, and these are beautiful. And again, $11.99. So affordable for these.
These are your little workies. I've got one ready to do, and I'm doing it in fabric, and I'm going to quilt it. And I'm going to, the little hearts there, I've painted it, and I've used the markers on it, and on fabric, I'm just going to, I'll show it later on, but these are great. And we've got a stamp here where, card where they just use the stars, and it's great. It's just
you
so
don't need any more,
workable. Do you? It really is. These, I mean, you think about prices of stamps, and that's about average for one small one. I would say.
Actually, yeah. And you've got 2 stamp plates with these, but so many more smaller stamps within there. Because you don't have to ink up the whole thing.
No, you don't. And if you want to decoupage, just ink up the hearts or ink up the star or the name or the word from other stamps all go on this.
Good point.
You know,
good point indeed.
Mix and match them all.
So stepping away from the stamps now, because we're looking at some stencils, and you are getting these as that part of the whole bundle that we've been speaking of. But again, we have got them in a pack of 4. Four of these for $15.99, and these are incredible. Absolutely beautiful. Love these. You can see gorgeous designs featuring, and you, like you quite rightly said, little accents of those with those finished samples we've just looked at.
Well, I took them off that because it can be, it's quite misleading to see the shape because you think that's the shape you're going to get, but not. You can. It doesn't ink up like that. Sort of Eastern feel to the top. That's clearly just for holding them together with your little clip.
It gives you like a little lifter as well.
Yeah, you've got a ring on all of them as well, which I was talking to the one of the owners, and he said we've gone like ring heavy, but it doesn't matter because you might not get them all, but you can use them for others, which is what we were chatting about. But anyway,
I love this because you've got kind
beautiful
of the horizontal lines there. You've got those almost like a ripple effect with those as well. That's a nice one. It's almost like a crazy paving kind of
look. And if you look, well, we'll look later, but you'll see there's elements of that in the other designs. This is a very flower one, and it'll go wonderful with the stamps and the flowers in the background. Beautiful. I adore this one. It's like
that's nice.
Seeing enemies.
Do you know what it reminds me of? The underside
of a mushroom.
Underside of a mushroom. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I've always loved that design.
The gills are amazing, aren't they? But that I was thinking, I've got one like I've stamped that, and I'm going to quilt it.
Oh, yeah.
I thought, it looks a strange shape, but I just thought the lines, or even bead it, but I've got it half quilted.
Like radiate from that centre.
Yeah,
beautiful. So those are your stencils, $15.99 for all 4 of those. And again, they're part of that complete bundle at the bottom of your screen. Now, that complete bundle isn't completed yet because there's some dies with this one, which let me show you those, because these are fabulous. And these are the last element of your complete bundle. Your 2 die sets here. I love this because you kind of got those kind of like wine glass rings or your broken circles. Love the mesh that you've got with this as well. I like the fact that the die cut quite a lot, but the rings, there are different shapes and different thicknesses. Like some it's just concentric circles, but they're all the same width. But these you've got blobbier bits, if I say that. But they're great for. I think you're allowed. Great for doodling in. Yeah, that's true actually, yeah. And I've got a little idea that came to me before, and I'm going to try it out, is stamp the background using the die, using the stamps, and then die cut out of it these shapes. And I like this. Superimpose it. Both of them have been used on the tag there, so you can see that kind of mesh there, and the circles that are tucked away inside. Yeah. You don't always see it at first. You think, oh, and then you look, and then you think, oh, it's there. So here's another couple, very different. I like this little one as well for the fact that it's been chopped out completely differently. The hearts are from the stamp. And the circles, I mean, they're almost wispy now, aren't they? Yeah, and then the hearts are brought into it, so... And the word happy, I spied that in one of those as well, It just all works together. Beautiful. So there you go. That gives you the contents of your complete kit, the details at the bottom of your screen. Only thing that you might want to add into that is your stamp platform if you don't have one already. And that's £16.99 for that stamp platform. But you can add it in with your complete, because when you have a look at the details, you'll realise that you are saving £20. That is more than going to cover the cost of that stamp platform. You are going to be getting everything that you can see there. That is amazing. You've got all your fabulous stamp plates. You've got your one-day special in there. You've got all your masks as as well, or your stencils. You have got loads within there, but that complete collection, I will warn you that 40% of the stock has gone already. Knew that we'd be going for this. 2 flexi buy payments, the first one being £44.96, along with your post and packing, and the second in a month's time. And of course, if you do want to add that stamp press in, at the bottom of the screen, you'll find the details for that as well. And it works out at £8.50. There you go. It's worth doing, isn't it? And you're going to get that bonus die in there as well. And of course, that's going to be a lucky dip. Each one of those being absolutely fabulous. But then it's what you do with them. That is the key thing. And that's what the design team are here to do, to inspire you. Beautiful. I never fail. Never tire to fail looking at those images. They're just beautiful, aren't they?
Oh, so thank you, Andy, for that. That was a bit of a Bobby Dazzler, that.
It was. They did a good job there.
Can I come again, you? Oh, I'm so lucky with this, though, because we've got so many goodies to play with. And I don't... Normally, you get a stamp set or you get something and you get a dodgy one, don't you? Well, no. You get a...
Perhaps one that you wouldn't necessarily go for.
Exactly. That's a better way of saying it. And, but there's not one in here.
No, all of them you love.
All of them I love.
Fabulous. We've got the details for the one-day special up on the screen. Of course, it does include the stamp platform. So can you talk us around this stamp platform to start with?
Really, when I saw this, the most impressive thing, believe it or not, it sounds really silly, was that it's so flexible. I'm just going to take that out of the way so I can see.
The journal that we've got
You need to get these.
Oh, right, okay.
We'll talk about it later, but it's just like, oh my goodness me, the paper in that is untrue.
Wow.
It's
like card.
Yeah, you can see it's watercolour.
There's 10% of the stock of that has gone already.
For that price. Okay. It's very, very, very...
wonderful. Okay.
Right, well, this stamp platform, normally you need to sort of lift stuff out or you need to turn it over. Well, this one, you don't, because the allowance has been made by these little, well, I'm going to call them grommets. And what they are like,
they're like
pressure
springy.
sensitive. They're like spring buttons, yeah. So that they accommodate for the size of your stamp.
That's clever.
So that you don't need to start pulling up and down. The one thing you do need to do is just before, I've noticed this when I've done it, just before, make sure that you just keep your fingers there and it's nice and straight down like that, only because you're going to get a lot of movement then. You need to just make sure that it's all straight. But you've got a grid marking on there and you've got it in inches and centimetres, which is good because don't forget, in Europe it's all centimetres, so the thought of, you know, viewers all over the world there with the inches.
Yes.
You've got a flat bed base. There's no
framework there. No, it's just
no ridge at all.
That's brilliant. So whatever size piece
doesn't matter.
That
does not matter.
That is good.
So there's no line there at all, and the only edge you need is there. So I can have anything as big as I want. Now, remember, you may only be committed to the sides of the stamp. You think that way. However, because it's see-through, you can move them along. Just keep moving it. Just keep moving it. Now, the best bit is, I'll leave that in a bit. You've got, this is all magnetic, the base.
Okay, so it's the whole of that square base.
The whole of the square, and I'll show you something in a minute. And it's got that nice spongy bit, so that grips really well. And you can see it's really well made, so there's not going to be high, what we call, you know, like sweet spots.
Yes, yeah.
That sometimes you'll get this and you'll get the bottom and this foam might be higher.
Yeah.
If that's the case, then you'll start this and then you'll get like a
wobble on.
Yeah, you'll get a weird look on it. These, they've took away the washi tape.
This is clever.
And just put these on there.
Look at that.
And I was like, I had a piece
like
of paper.
silicone holders.
Yeah, and I was doing this before and I was playing. I sat there like a child and I just went like that. And I thought, I wonder how strong they are. So I'm messing about. And I'm like, yeah, that's all right. So, you know, when you lift it off, normally it flicks off you. But these are strong enough.
And the thing is that when they flick off, sometimes they automatically come together. And if they come together with some force, they can break, can't they?
There we go.
Yeah, yeah.
They don't come together.
And that's because of that protective.
Yeah, that stops them. They will like that.
Oh, yeah, naturally. They're magnets. Yeah.
But sometimes you might want them to carry them like that, but they won't like that.
And they're not snapping. Loads of times I've had that, and it's almost like taking your finger off and they snap
Absolutely,
together.
and then they're brittle, aren't they? And then they snap, and then they are. But you can replace them. You can, it just pops out. But you don't really need to. But these are really great, really great. The only thing I will say, it's not a downside either. Whatever, you know, if you're stamping something, I'll show you in a minute. I'll show you just on this.
Okay.
Bear in mind when you're stamping that you've got a ledge here and a ledge here. My advice is, when we was looking at the going through sampling and messing about with it, we found it was best to keep your paper as far away as you can so that when you press down, this isn't going to interfere. Not that it would.
Yeah.
But I'm just thinking, if
they're
you're
kind of low profile, aren't they?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But what you don't really want to do is this, because if you've got uneven stamp, then that might stop it. You know, and it all depends on your maker stamp as well.
Yeah.
So we've said the best way is to just do that.
Stand a bit further down.
Now, this is only a little one, but it packs a punch because it does. To me, I could pick that up. I have carried that everywhere.
Well, this is the thing. Sometimes you don't want larger cumbersome, do you? You just want something that you can just take with you easily.
And I've got another one, and it is really good. The other one I've got, where I take it out and I twist it round. That's really good. And I've got another one where I can sort of bend it over. Yeah. But this so far has been the best for this bit.
Okay.
Because I can position it without going first on paper. So I can have a look for it and then go down. Whereas normally you're quite committed, aren't you, first? So it's really easy to use, really easy. I'm going to use this paper. You can use any paper. I've actually, just to show you, I've actually stamped onto this as well. This is calico from Haley, and it's stamped beautifully on that, and then I added inks later, and you can see all these are done on the stamp press.
Oh, look at that.
So there's nothing here that I haven't stamped on anything else. I've used this because it wouldn't be fair. I would not do that. I've stamped it all on here.
Wow.
So, and you can keep going down, and I've got like different colours, so it's really good for fabric as well. These are some of the things that I've been messing about with.
Okay.
I've done a little one on, I'm going to quilt this and just show you that these stamps are so versatile. I'm going to quilt them. But let's have a little look at how it works.
Okay.
I've got really thick paper here.
Now the actual measurement that you've got is 16 centimetres, no,
16 by 16.
16 by 16,
It's just over 6 inches.
Oh, okay.
Tiny
so
bit
that's good
over.
for your cards.
Yeah, and this is really thick card. Really, and this is out of your journal. And what I mean is, it's strong enough to do that, but not too strong that they're going to snap together like that.
Now we're incredibly busy, not only for the one-day special, but the complete bundle as well. Of the one-day special, a quarter of the stock has gone. That's going to bring you the stamp press that we're talking about here, that we've got, and you're also going to get those 2 sets of stamps there, 24 stamps in total. And the whole lot comes to £24.97. Now, you don't have to be a mathematician to figure out that that pretty much gives you each one of those stamps at £1 each. And that makes your stamp press £1, well, 97p, to be honest, isn't it? That's the kind of value for money that you get from StudioLight. And of course, if you do like all those other stamps and dies that we've been chatting about, then the stamps from your one-day special are included in the complete bundle. That is proving to be popular as well. Almost half the stock of that complete bundle has gone. The only thing that you need to consider is if you're wanting that stamp press, which you can add in as an extra item, it's just an extra £8.50 on your 2 flexi buys, or £16.99 if you want to go for it all together. Lots of choices.
I've just, some people might see me have changed the paper out, only because that's really great. You're going to get a crisp image on that. All right. This is shimmery paper. If it's going to go wrong, it'll go wrong on this.
Stamps can move, can't they?
Exactly. So it'll go wrong. If it's going to go wrong, it'll go wrong on this. So I wanted to make sure that you could see it all. But this is, now, I kept thinking...
A bit of fibres on there.
Right. This is the bit off the end. I kept thinking it was me missing. And it wasn't, it was that bit of string over it.
Oh, off the actual stamp felt. Right.
So, yeah, it's like the fabric fraying.
Oh, look at that.
So, loads and loads of detail. I mean, I've done them in a really light, a vintage photo. Oh, it doesn't matter, I've got black top on, haven't I? Right, so always keep it pressed there. Keep these as low as you can, in my mind anyway. You might find a better way. Now, I can do that, and it's not down yet.
Okay.
Now it's down.
As soon as you press on it then.
And I would give it a minute because it needs to soak in.
Okay.
I've seen a couple of people, you know, really respectable crafters saying, leave it to sink in. And I thought, of course, it makes total sense. You don't put your tea bag in and whip it out unless you...
Well, you want built, right? You want it to
builder's tea, don't you?
It's got a mash.
Do you know what my mum and dad used to do with their tea?
What's that?
You know, the electric kettle?
Yeah.
They used to put tea bags in that.
What, make it in the kettle?
Yeah.
Actually,
that was now you know why I never drink tea, don't you? But yeah, I'm sure that's a bit dangerous as well.
I don't know. I suppose you shouldn't really put anything in a kettle other than the water, really. I know people who've boiled eggs in a kettle.
Oh yeah, they did that.
When they've been in it, if you've been in a hotel and you want a boiled egg, take the lid off the kettle. I'm saying that you should do this.
Oh yeah, you could do.
Take the lid off because it just carries on boiling, doesn't it?
Right, it's cooking tips. With your stamp platform. Right, there you go. If it's going to go wrong, it'll go wrong on that. And to me, there's not... And a stamp twice.
Wow, that is fabulous.
So, straight down. And it is slippy, look, it's really...
Yeah, it's tricky paper to work with.
So, it'll stamp on anything like that. And you can do anything. Now, say we've got this one, and this might say, oh, it's a bit small for this. I found a little trick to this one. You can go diagonal if you want, but I found that if I just do this, put that up to there, and I make sure that it's just sort of, you can feel, it just fits. Do that. I like the fact that I'm not committed.
Yes, yeah.
Because you get some stamp presses where you have to really press down, and to me it makes sense, and then you're really committed, whereas with, that's off the stamp before. It's still got a bit of ink on it.
That's fine.
But I found all I need to do, and these are big stamps, you know, you think of any block, you'd need to do this. You'd need a big block.
Oh gosh, yeah.
But I found that if I just do this, now I'd probably go a bit pear-shaped now, but, oh, there's another thing I wanted to show you on these stamps, which when I was talking about stuff with them, I mentioned something and they went, oh, like these? And I went, yeah, like that. Anyway, I'm just moving it with this silly top. Oh, wait. Oh, see, I've done it again.
All your magnets, don't forget your magnets.
Right, turn that over, I've just flicked. See what I mean?
It's your wispy bit. Hang on, just look, hang on.
Tie me back.
Let me help. There you go.
Right, you ready? This looks weird now, doesn't it? Right, press. And then just lift the edge of the paper.
Okay.
Like that.
Oh, good tip.
And that registers it. So give it a bit of time. Right, I'm all right now, I'm done. Okay. Cheers, love. I'm not wearing this top again. I got it off someone's line.
You've got pockets. Tuck it in your pockets.
Put it in your pants, eh?
Well, I did say
you
pockets.
You can't say pants here, you know. Pants.
You know, you've said it 3 times now.
These are pants.
Oh, I see. Right, okay. Tracy's been in touch as well. Tracy's emailed in, just quickly changing the subject. She's got StudioLight stamps in the past, and she said you are right. There isn't a sweet spot at all with them.
There isn't.
Beautiful, on or off a block, and just reiterating what you said about them, really.
There you go again. I mean, all that faffing I did. And you could go back in and do it again. But just here, you can see the writing. You've got it in French and German.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, I wanted stuff like that. So anyway, really simple to use.
Like that.
You can keep going in. Paper's amazing out of the works, but we're going to do a bit of stamping with it now. And I'm going to use these.
Wonderful.
Now, you can keep doing with this, but because of, I'll be honest with you, by the time I've done all this, I can go straight in with my stamp block. Only because I want to be faster. I have changed this. I was telling Phil before, I've stopped just using my block now. I use this all the time, but it does take time when you're doing a big background. So I thought I'd show you something else.
We've had a few people asking about stamping onto fabric, and what did you actually use to stamp onto the fabric?
That.
Okay. And is this regardless of whether you're washing your garment or your bag or whatever? It doesn't matter, you can still use that?
Well, I've just used this. I mean, there are stamps for fabric, but on that one there, which is the worn out one, I've used a vintage photo and then washed it out to get that really nice feel. And then these are like metallic paints, which I'm going to pencil in. But yeah, I've used archival, and these are all. Tip
from me, iron it from the reverse, because most times, in most processes with applying ink to fabric, there's heat involved with the process. So just once you're finished, just a dry iron, no steam from the back, and hopefully should mean that that will set those colours. So if you do have to wash it, then you'll find that they'll stay true.
Yeah, they do. They're really good. I do love these. Ideas of mixing up this, the surfaces we use. We get I get a bit bored with just using paper.
But it's the same techniques.
Of course it
masking,
is. Absolutely.
It's using it on card, as using it in your journal, as using it on your fabric.
I mean, I love the fact that I can take it into all of them. I sat last night doing stitching and beading, and it was brilliant. I just loved it.
Actually, if you were doing it with a machine, a sewing machine, you could actually stitch your fabric to your journal page.
You could. You could do that really easily. What I've got is one of the pages out of the journal, just to show you that I'm going to go in with some backgrounds now, even some paints or anything you want. So the paper is out of this world. It really is.
Can we very quickly have a chat about this, Lou? Because we've been busy for this as well. You've got 30 leaves in here.
60 pages, yeah.
Wow.
A4. It's absolutely top quality. That's one sheet.
That is brilliant.
And it's
300 GSM.
Yeah, it really is. And to just show you, you've got what we'd call like a bumpy side, and it's hot and cold press basically. Yeah. You've got a bumpy side and a flat side. All depends on what you want. I would, if you're going to stamp on the flat side, because it's smoother.
Okay.
The bumpy one is more like it gives you a texture.
It's what you'd expect from watercolour card, isn't it? The texture, the little fluff that you've got in there. Also comes with a little pocket here, a zipper pocket, which of course you can use for whatever you want to pop in there. You've got your little slider on there. Only very, very slightly wider than your A4. A4 is 21 centimetres across, whereas this is 24, so just an extra 3 centimetres on there. But remember, $17.99. A quarter of the stock has gone. It's got that fabulous elastic wrap around there as well. Brilliant value.
That pocket, I was thinking, why do I need a plastic wallet thing? Do you know what? I've never stopped using it. Sometimes when you do that, you think, I'll never use that, and it's the first thing that you go to.
You could put anything there. You could have
absolutely.
You could just have it, because if this is your art journal and you're taking it off with you, then you're just going to want maybe just a little pen to do doodles just whenever you have the opportunity. So
that's it. That's all you need.
Yeah, you don't need a lot in there, but you can. Fabulous gift for anybody as well. So if you want to go for a couple, please do.
I know if it was a student, that would be amazing, because it also, without having the string round, it accommodates you building it fatter as well.
That's a good point, yeah.
Because sometimes, they're made so that the minute you put anything in, it starts to explode a bit.
Yeah, they can do quite easy, can't they?
Right, the reason I've got this big mount here is because this is a massive stamp.
Yeah.
And when you've got a massive stamp, you do need something a little bit larger. Now, you could put it in the press and move it along, but for time and obviously if it makes sense that I don't do that.
It's not a problem at all.
No.
And of course, you might not use your stamp press for everything, but the small stamps, they're kind of ones that you could build up, aren't they, in position? So you probably would use those on the press themselves.
If you want to use that as your front, but if you don't and you want to use that as your front, just whiz it round.
Ah, good tip.
So it's on that side. And then all I'm going to do is do it in the middle. Now, if it moved, it don't matter, I don't care.
Lovely.
Now, what you can do is a really simple. I'm not going to mess about with this because I don't need to, because it already, to me, I mean, I say this all the time now, I'm like a broken record, but the stamp should work for themselves, so I'm just going to show you.
And this is such a, until you stamp it down, you realise just how large it is. This one teamed up the lady's face, the one that we looked at earlier on, rapidly approaching 60% of the duo has gone. $16.99, absolutely amazing, but of course they're in the complete collection. If you were thinking about getting hold of these ones and perhaps a couple of those others, you probably find that first payment of your flexi order are covered with those that you were going to get, so why not go for the whole lot, and then you can spread the cost over 2 payments.
Now I'm just going to add some text. So already,
this is good. It's extending it now.
yeah, you don't need to think. I mean, I'll add a bit. What I would do, there's a little tip to it, and I'll just show you what I mean. I better get in the middle here. If you line it up with where there's already a gap in text, that makes a lot of sense. And like here, if I was to add to make it a little bit sort of come out a little bit, I'd look for similar.
Something that's got a similar kind of cutout.
So that it doesn't just. I don't have to overlap it. If I start to overlap, and don't worry about over stamping your ink, don't over ink, because it doesn't matter if it fades a little bit. But what you do want to do is even it out. So there's a little gap there, and I'm looking at that bit there, and I'm thinking that will just sit in there.
Nugging to go in.
Right.
Lovely.
And then change it up. Now I've hidden, my. I haven't hidden them, put them safe, and I can't find them as always. I've got the other set somewhere, but because I've been using them a lot, I've been putting them in, putting them in different places to tidy up. I don't know why I bother. But what you can do, another little tip is, I'll do it later to show you, is stamp this out. Just like stamp this out with this, and then stamp the flower out of it, and it looks brilliant as the petals. So I just add in a little bit more to stamp off. Like, I'm not worrying about what it looks like stamping. I am going to put this word in here. Okay. Well, lettering. I have to make sure it's right way around. Simply because I think I'd like, like on the TV we've got that L shape.
Oh yes, yeah.
Well, it really works when you're doing. No, that's the wrong way around. Is that the right way? Oh, it don't matter. Does it? Which way? Which way is that got to be?
The stripes are at the top, aren't they? It's the numbers, aren't they? The numbers, yeah.
Ah, stripes are at the bottom then.
Oh yes, 9, 10, 11, yes. So the stripes are at the bottom.
Yeah. So I like that L shape because I think it's quite. It sets a really nice angle. It starts framing things, doesn't it? It's a really nice angle. So I'll just run it across there, but run it in. Nice. Because we've got a bit of depth there. You could add a little bit more colour if you wanted. And then I'm going to run it down here. And the reason for that is it's a little bit of depth there and there. Yes. It sets it off. Yeah. And this is all with one stamp. Now, I only want little bits here now. So I think, basically, if I look at my stamp set now, and I look at that and I think, right, OK, I've got gaps here, but I don't, it's packed. I want something that's got a bit more open space. So I'll go for something less sort of patterned. So I'm just going to use this.
How do you know when to stop? I mean, do you stop when you completely filled the whole page?
No, I used to, and I'd fill it all and then chop up what I want. But now I'm tended to get a bit more. It's like I think, keep some white space, because I keep watching people and thinking, yeah, they're not frightened of leaving white space, and I'm starting to sort of do that a little bit more. And another thing that I've started to do is just look for.
I just take a little part of the stamp.
And just do that. And see here, it might be a bit, but I can chop that off. Now, all I'm going to do is really simple this. You can get a watercolour, you can get any paint you want. I've got the great paint pens.
Oh, we've got these on the show.
Yeah, these are great. I'll use the other dark one. And just going to, sorry if it's, just put them like that. And then I'm going to get a pen. Sorry, not a pen, a paintbrush. And all I'm going to do is just add a little bit of water, because it's a similar colour to this, but I am not going to use too much, because although that one's got more of a green in it and this one's more of an ultramarine, so they might clash a little bit, but I don't mind on it because I think it looked quite good. So you're going to let the ink and the ink of the distress ink sort of melt together, and you'll get a really nice texture just while it gets like that, because this is acrylic as well. Blend in more so you've got like an ombre. And then while it's doing its trick, get some clean water and then pull it out.
Lovely. Now we've got the pens on the screen. You've actually got two options. Again, with these, we're looking at extended delivery from the 2nd of September, which isn't too long to wait, to be honest. No. And again, this could be the item that you're placing your order for to get hold of your free gift.
So I'm just going to go into the flowers now. I'm only going to do one side of the flower because I'll use the ink. This is another good tip if you want them to match. Put the ink from the stamp you distress.
That's a good tip actually, yeah.
And then mix it with it and you'll get a nicer blend. And then remember the ink, the light comes from different angles. So if you think about my light's coming from maybe this way, it would be darker in certain areas. Are you going to
Lovely.
show people what we've got there?
I am, because I've got those paint pens here, the acrylic markers. They're nice, these. There's 2 different options. Of course, you can go for both of them if you wanted to. You've also got, you've got white and a black in both of these, because they're probably going to be the ones that you use the most, so why not double up on those? So you've got, now, which one's round? Which way are we looking? So that one is your bright, and that one is your soft, because it says so on the label. $14.99 if you want in either of those 2 sets, or of course, if you fancy going for both sets. It's 1 item number, so just 1 post and packing, and you have actually got an extra nib in there.
Oh, do you know what? I kept thinking they were clips for your clips.
Oh, inside the lid, right?
Yeah,
okay,
I kept thinking they were clips. I was popping it on there and they're popping off. I said, these aren't very good.
I thought it was like a little clip to go like in your pocket.
I did. I kept putting it on and going like, these are a bit rubbish, aren't they? The nibs, that's why. So, yeah, they were quite, I think that was, because otherwise you'd have a box of nibs and then you'd lose them, or you put them safe like I do. Right.
Interesting.
They are. So, so no great shakes like that, but I don't want it to be, because that's the whole essence is just balance and watercolours. It starts to be built up then, and again I'm going to balance it out now. So we've got the 3 again coming across, but then just wash it out and let the ink from the distress ink sort of mingle in with it, and you don't, because there's so much going on,
it's kind of
you don't need
softening the background, isn't it? That's all that you're doing. You're not necessarily adding colour, it's just softening.
And what I've done
like
is,
you say, make it stand out.
it's because you don't need to do much, because the stamp's already, it's basically made for you. But I just wanted to show you about painting opposites. So we've got a positive, now I'm going to do 2 negatives.
Okay.
So I paint with the ink from a distress around.
Oh, I see, yeah.
And this could be, I'll just show you what I mean by this and you'll see. You just go around the actual image and not on it, because I'm going to create the pop of colour from that, and you'll think, oh, that'll look a bit mad with that colour, but you'd be surprised. And if you do miss any of your stamp, don't worry, because this is so soft. You'll never know if you've missed a little bit, and you can always go back in. So wash your colour out a little bit, and then you think, right, what colour would really pop with this? What
Well, of
colour?
course you could choose any, really, couldn't you?
Well, I'm looking at what you're wearing.
You think you're going to go down orange?
Yeah.
The orange route.
So the orange on there, they're just...
Talking of which, Irene, bless her, she just said that she loves me top. She loves
Exactly.
that bright orange colour. And Lou's as well, you've got a little bit of orange in yours as well.
I don't know.
She's also snapped up the journal. And do you
Good
know
on you.
why? Because you said quality, and she says no. When you say quality, it means quality.
I do.
And that's why she's gone for it.
It's a really good. It's a really good investment. A good journal, because I used to say to kids to give them a journal, and it was a really good journal, and they valued their own artwork in it, not just for them. It was everything.
Well, this is it. We're not talking about just scribbles and backs
No,
of
no,
envelopes.
no, no.
We're talking about your journal, your kind of journey with regards to your artwork. It can be a private affair, you can keep it for yourself, you don't have to show anybody, but what you need is that fabulous base, so as if you do want to use your waters, your paints, your mediums, that the papers will take advantage of holding that. 300 GSM with these, and as Lou said, on one side you've kind of got that watercolour tooth that we're familiar with, and on the other side you've got that super smooth. It's a mix of the cold and the hot press with regards to these, and Freedom members just $17.99. Definitely a welcome addition, and a third of the stock has gone of those.
Doesn't surprise me.
Nice happy colours on there as well.
Yeah, and you can sort of change it up if you want. I like the fact
That's a
that
good point, yeah.
Carolyn was saying one at D2, she came over with me and we had a great time, you know. And
I saw the photos, it was like an amazing place.
Oh, it was gorgeous.
Whereabouts was it in the Netherlands?
Just outside Amsterdam.
Oh, lovely part of the world.
We was in Amersfoort, but it was absolutely, without being rude, whimsical. It was like the church bells were so sweet. It was like, honestly, I kept
like
thinking...
a bit of a chocolate box trip.
Oh,
Do you know what I
kept
mean?
expecting her to start singing on Ill. But that's Switzerland and all that. But
Have you been
Austria.
to Amsterdam before?
I have, but it was a whistle-top tour when I was at school.
Did you go to Van Gogh Museum when you
No,
were
but we're planning on, because it was so accessible, and so it was only 45 minutes over there to go, and we're going to book it. You have to book in.
Take your tissues with you.
I know.
I was blarting like a good one.
A really good story, that, isn't it? It's a really good story. It's quite
surprised me.
Quite scary, the thing. I mean, nowadays there's medical things.
Yeah, but I think it's, well, if you're into your journaling or you don't quite get journaling, go and have a look, because I felt that his story kind of was what journaling was all about.
Absolutely.
If that makes sense.
And the other one is another good one is to have a look at in Amsterdam, if you do get, is the Anne Frank Museum.
Oh, I didn't do that. I thought you were going to say the other one.
No.
The over 18 one.
No. But those, the Anne Frank, you have to. But that again,
so
without.
I didn't do that when I was
the thing about why have I mentioned that? Well, I know it is a very. Yes. It's a difficult thing to talk about.
Yes, it is.
But her whole journey was by diary.
Yes.
By journal.
It is, that's what. Diary, journal, whether it's words or pictures, isn't it?
Exactly, and each to their own. I mean, mine are all written with like little ropey drawings, but I know what they mean. But I don't care if anybody else knows or not, because they're mine.
Yeah.
What I'm just showing you is I've put the base colour down, so I've already got like a foundation. It's a bit like your face. You can start. So with these, I've noticed that you could just scribble all over, and because you've got that base down, I can now lift it a little bit and move it around with the water, so I'm getting a lot stronger colour than you would just painting straight out with these pens or just going with paint. It just gives it a better surface, I think. So if I just show you the pop of colour there, but I'm also going to do it with the blue, because you've got a blue that we need to define as well, but not too much. The little trick with these is, believe it or not, they've got such great nibs, you can do really fine work. And then that thing, don't clip on your shirt like me, is a flat edge. It's like a 45-degree calligraphy head. It's not a flat, it's a flat one, but it's chamfered at 45 degrees for a calligraphy, and they just fit in there.
That's clever.
And I honestly was like trying like this. I was like, these are rubbish, they're breaking.
I would do.
And they're laughing at me. I said, where did he said, oh. I'm not telling you what he said. No, he's already joking. I had a wonderful time, and now I've been once, I'm not going to stop.
Going back?
Yeah. But just to show you with the blue again, I've left it quite a long time. You can get a really great drawing. Ooh. Can you see how you can draw the lines in, which that's not often the case with a lot of pens. You're not able to draw fine lines like that.
And that's the sign of a good stamp, where the artist is actually giving you those lines to help you add that definition, add that depth, to help you get that three-dimensional look with it.
Oh, I had such a nice time with and this is, I mean, I know I'm going on about it, but you don't often get, to meet the people who do this unless you sort of do them yourself as a demonstrator. I don't often get the chance. So to see them actually making them as well, it was like, wow. And all the layers that they've got, and I'm just like, oh, this is gorgeous.
Have you ever thought of designing stamps, Lynn?
Oh, yeah, but then I think, nah, no one's going to want me.
Of course they are. Of course they would. I'd buy them. Something you should think about. Something I'm going to shock you with now, Lou, as well. We've only got about 10 minutes left.
No, wait, right. Just a little trick. Just dotted line around where the stamp edges are, only because you don't want a solid line.
Okay.
If you get a solid line, it can lead to too much paint. So, and then you just smudge it out. So you're actually making your own line, but it's not solid, if that makes sense. Can you see how it creates the edge?
Suggestion, I think, the phrases you use.
Oh, you know me well, don't you?
I do know you well.
You know me well. But yeah, and I think I've done enough on this. I need to show you a lot. You wouldn't believe my little list here. It's packed.
Have we deviated from it already?
It's packed. I've got about 9 things there, and I've only done one.
Well,
right, so
that looks amazing. I love that.
I'm going to leave that at that.
Curl there.
But you've got all of it, and then put a little bit of pencil.
And that could go into your journal, and you could revisit that in 2-3 months' time, maybe a couple of years. You could still go back to it and add to it. Love it. Something that we need to show you as well, we've had some fabulous artworks emailed in from Jill. She's been busy with her StudioLight elements, and have a look at this. Oh, wow. I love this, the ladies.
This is Marlene's, isn't it?
This is beautiful.
Oh, that's superb.
I love that, really quirky. Oh, fabulous.
That's excellent.
This is brilliant. Thank you so much for sending these pictures in. We do love to see what you've created with your stamp. Love that. It looks like the mermaid sitting on the back there.
Do you know that's one of the most popular stamps, that pufferfish?
I think it's really cute.
Everybody loves the puffer fish. Do you know what? Thank you so. I do know it inspires me so much.
I like that because it's like a little mini suitcase. Really clever idea.
Do you remember them? We used to have a vanity case.
Yeah, fabulous.
Oh.
So thank you. Sorry, who sent the pictures?
Is that Jill?
Thank you, Jill.
I hope it's Jill Cowan. It is, but thank you.
Fabulous.
They're all wonderful. Wow,
lovely.
thank you.
What should we do now?
Well, shall I quickly show you what I did on? I just want a couple of tricks. There are, you know, the Pink Ink ladies, how wonderful they are. The Pink Ink ladies, fabulous fabric, but they say on the back, do it with dilute
the waterdown PVA, don't they?
And it gives you
half and half, isn't it, I think?
And it gives you a real, I can't explain, but it gives you a real bond to it. It kind of gives it
almost like a starchy feeling. It means that if you do want to cut into it or applique, then it's not going to fray. You're going to be able to keep it as a piece.
Absolutely.
We have had a question come through asking about, Wendy has been asking about the paper. We've talked about hot and cold press.
Yeah.
What's the difference? Are you able to explain?
Yeah, basically it's hot and cold press is the processes that it goes through.
Manufacturing process, isn't it?
Some create more of a raised surface and some of it less and flat. And if you think about putting heated curlers in your hair and then putting cold ones in, you get a different reaction, so it stays smoother when it's hot. You've got a smoother one, and the colder one is a lot longer, so it's just different manufacturing. And people like raised or flat surfaces. It's up to you, but I like the flatter one for one thing, but when I'm doing a really loose watercolour like Matthew Palmer sort of style, I have the raised side up, because then the paint floats on it.
Doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. This is a piece of calico from Crafty Salsilla. She gave it me before, and it's fantastic for this. I've stamped, I've inked and everything, but I just want to show you how easy it is to stamp on. You can do it, as I said, with like the ladies did before with the pink ink stuff, or you can just do that afterwards. I'm going to have to do it afterwards. Just wanted to show you how easy it is to stamp on fabric. Now, I would iron it because, well,
just makes it easier, doesn't it? You haven't got any kind of lumpy bumpy bits in there to start with. But then again, you might want that effect, that kind of distressed look. We have got to announce a winner in the next few minutes as well, because we had a Spot the Difference competition on Facebook, so we will be announcing the winner. In fact, are we doing it now?
Yeah, do it now.
Oh, go on then. Melanie, it's you. You entered and you got that. I think it was a 3 or 4. I don't know how many differences there were.
There was 3. I spotted them straight away, nearly entered. But I thought, no, I've got to.
Not allowed. Not allowed. You've won a huge bundle of goodies. So congratulations, Melanie. Do keep your eyes on Facebook, everybody else, because we've got loads and loads of competitions all the time on there. Some fabulous giveaways, especially because it's our birthday event as well.
I'm just showing you now a little bit of. I didn't press hard enough there. You do need to press. I'm not going to joke to you. You do, because it is fabric, but. With the distress inks, all you need to do is just go back over everything I've just shown you and then put a little bit of a wash on it, and then that is just like using the paper. So everything I did before.
So it's the same technique.
Yeah, and you can use the same products as well if you're not going to wear them or wash them or out like that. And don't forget that you've got tons of different colours you can use, distress inks. You know, I'm just using the 2 that I go to most, but and it even, can you just see here, it even still.
I like that when it kind of draws the image out. Oh, look at it moving through the fibres.
And it just pulls it out to the edge, and you get this wonderful, it's almost
like
a bit.
a haze, isn't it?
Yeah, if you don't do, I mean, I did it all over, so I completely wet it. But if you only do this side, you can see, and let me just
look,
do
it moving,
If you just see it like that, that makes sense, doesn't it? You can see it pulling it out, whereas that, it just.
Yeah.
I like the idea of stamping again over that, and then doing the flowers again. I'll do it perhaps for next time and decoupage it, because I think that'd look really good with that in the background.
Like that idea. I'd be adding little beads and a bit of embroidery in
exactly
there.
What I'm going to do. But these, you know, just go back to it. You get a lovely meld of colours. So we've got these browns come in and the blues, and I don't know why. These are my go-to colours, and to say that you think, oh no, they're going to be a bit boring. They actually, when you put them on these stamps, they just work.
Yeah,
they just work.
No, sadly we are rapidly running out of time. We're down to the last couple of minutes of the ad, and we need to show you what you're getting within your bundles as well. So, Lou, I'm going to have to drag you kicking and screaming
I'm
away,
happy because I'm going to go home and do. I can't go home. I've got nothing.
You've got
I can't go home anyway.
Giddy pants. The website, you've got everything on there. Of course, you've got your one-day special featuring those 2 stamp plates that you can see there, and you're also going to get your stamp platform. You can get the stamp plates on their own, as you can see, £17.98. You can get the stamp platform on its own as well if you wanted to, just £16.99. And you might want to do that if you're going for the complete bundle, because the complete bundle is featuring the stamps from your one-day special and all the dies, all the stamps, and those fabulous stencils that we spoke of. But the one-day special, it's only right and proper that we reference that again.
Oh yeah, absolutely, it's great.
2 fabulous sets of stamps, 24 stamps, £24.97.
So
that's without counting the platform.
That's free, and that's there £1 each, aren't they?
Pretty much, or 97 pence for that.
Oh yeah,
sorry, £1 each.
Wow.
That is amazing.
I mean, seriously, people say, oh, you know, about the pricing and stuff. I understand that, but I'd like to know what you can get for £1 each.
Well, you wouldn't get the quality we're looking at here.
No, and you won't get you'd get a really dodgy one, wouldn't you, with happy birthday spelt wrong. You know, happy birthday. You know what I mean? So this is really, you know, it's good quality. You know where it's come from.
And of course those stamps, I mean, they're stamped out to perfection. We saw those a few moments ago. 24 of those fabulous stamps that you can use in so many different ways. As Lou showed us, adding them to some of those larger stamps perhaps, and stretching out that design if you're wanting to. That's your starting point. So if you want those 2 stamp plates, the details are at the bottom of your screen. If you want them alongside the stamp platform, then the details are there, and rapidly approaching 30% of the stock. Now, we've got the big collection, everything. So you're going to get the stamps that were spoken of. So if you've already got a stamp press, you don't need that, do you? You've already got one. But you've got your 2 stamps from your one-day special. You've got your complete collection. So you've got all those pairings that are on the website. You'll see them down the front as well. You've got those stencils. You've also got the dies as well. You are getting everything. 2 flexi buys at £44.96. It's a tremendous bundle. 32 stamps, 2 dies and 4 masks. For that price is phenomenal, which is why 60% of the stock has gone. Yeah. Amazing.
That's good.
Yeah.
You've got to do a deal though, don't they?
Well, this is it. And if you do need the stamp press, then you can still add it in. The details are at the bottom of the screen. It's just an extra £8.50 if you do want to do that. But the whole collection together just works so well. I mean, beautiful stamps. The pairings are available individually as well. So if you've seen things that you like the look of and you just want to hone in on those, then you can do. But to be honest, the most of you are going for that complete collection, and some of you are going for the one-day special as well.
Yeah, I mean, that stamp collection, it's that collection.
It is, yeah.
And the dies with it, you'd be you wouldn't need a lot more, would you?
Well, this is it.
Stamp.
You've got so much in there.
Inks.
Lou, are you going to come and say good evening to
Hochanda? I'm going to change my top. I was flapping around here.
And come back and join Lou at 8 o'clock.